From the newsroom, the main stories. The Soviet Union has completed its withdrawal from Afghanistan. After crossing the border, the commander of the Soviet forces said his country had fulfilled its duty to the Afghan people.
The tail-end troops of an army once more than 100,000 strong finally crossed from Afghanistan into the Soviet Union. Their general, walking alone with his son, was the last man across the so-called Peace Bridge, ending 9 years of Soviet occupation. In the spirit of Glasnost, it was a carefully staged media event. The Soviets leave behind in Kabul a regime encircled by Mujahideen rebels. The Afghan army's brave collection of captured weapons is just a shell shot away from the scars of a Mujahideen rocket attack on the city centre. For the moment, government forces have kept open the vital Salang highway to the capital, while in the mountains surrounding Kabul, thousands of rebels are now thought to be massing for a final attack.
The French jet engine manufacturer SNECMA is advising airlines using engines similar to those involved in the M1 air disaster to check the engine fan blades. It follows the discovery of new evidence from the crashed jet.
Engineers from the French SNECMA company, who with General Electric make the CFM56 engines, stripped down both the right and left-hand engines. In the right-hand engine, they say they discovered no evidence of pre-crash stress, as they put it, but the left-hand engine, the one from which passengers said they'd seen flames, they have found evidence that there was a separation of the outer panel of a fan blade. But today's revelations do not amount to establishing the cause of the crash. That will only come when the Air Accident Investigation Branch discovers why the fan blade fractured in the first place. Their report is due next month.
Police in South Africa have launched a murder inquiry following confirmation that a body found last month in Soweto is that of 14-year-old Stompie Moketse. His disappearance has been linked with bodyguards of Mrs. Winnie Mandela. She has been travelling to Cape Town to visit her jailed husband, Nelson Mandela. It's thought that he wants the bodyguards known as the Mandela Football Club to be disbanded. Here, a cut in food research has reinforced criticism of the government's handling of the Salmonella and Listeria issue. The £2 million cut was disclosed by a union that warned of more cuts to come.
The Institute of Professional Civil Servants claims the cuts in food research were approved at a meeting yesterday of the Agricultural and Food Research Council. They say the cuts follow earlier reductions last autumn. A spokesman described the cuts as a scandal and said they were an indication of the low priority given to food research by this government.
Our next news, 10 to 4.
Hello, well, the rain has reached London, as you can see. You can see it on the satellite. You can also see the much clearer weather that covers much of Britain with some pretty hefty snow showers in the north. Indeed, blizzard conditions in parts of the far north and northwest of Scotland. You can see the rain from below on the radar network as well. Some fairly heavy bursts of rain, but that will continue to move southwards across southern parts of England as we go through the afternoon, with that brighter weather spreading on from the north, and heavy snow showers and blizzards indeed in parts of the north and northwest, and becoming colder from the north as we go into the evening as well. Skies clearing, the rain clearing in the south coast this evening, clearing Jersey about midnight tonight. Some snow showers continuing in the northwest, but for most of us, a fine cold night with a widespread frost and icy patches.